Our story started in 1988 when Rory, my father, obtained our first 2 orphaned elephants from the culling operations that were taking place in the Zambezi and Zimbabwe, where national parks were trying to manage the elephant population. Rory wanted large elephants to be released onto the game farm, but when the first 2 elephants were delivered, instead of getting 2 adult elephants like Chova, 2 orphaned elephants were delivered, Jumbo and Museli, who were only 49 inches at the shoulder. So Rory built a small corral and looked after the baby elephants like he did all the other horses and dogs and animals on our farm as pets. He then realized how quickly the elephants learned and wanted to be involved in things, and so he began the Hensman story. Time went on, and Rory got a bit of a reputation as an elephant sanctuary, and so people started to send us orphaned elephants or problem elephants from all over Zimbabwe, until the herd eventually grew to 12 elephants. So those of you who might have pets at home will know what it costs to look after 12 elephants. So the elephants began to partake in daily chores such as helping round up our cattle, we'd use them to check fences, and even conduct anti-poaching patrols on the game farm.
I started in Zimbabwe. I grew up on a farm where Mr. Rory was doing all the commercial farming. There my father was the head chef, and I was going to school and then watching the daily activities happening on the farm. And when they brought in elephants, and then I saw, oh, there's an opportunity. So it came in handy when the elephants were introduced on the farm.
Soon, people interested in elephants started to visit Braeside Farm to meet them. Rory loved that people wanted to learn about the elephants, and so allowed people to meet and partake in our daily activities. Rory was approached and asked to get involved in tourism, where he could make a bigger impact by teaching people about elephants and reaching a wider audience through tourism. The cost of the elephants would soon be covered. In 1991, Rory started the elephant experiences in Vic Falls. Rory had to walk the herd of 12 elephants from Chinoy to Victoria Falls, and they covered an average distance of 50 kilometers a day. Rory then obtained another 12 elephants. The plan with these was to actually train them to help in the fight against poaching in Zimbabwe. The country lost about 35,000 rhinos in 25 years, and the idea was to team up with the anti-poaching units in the Zambezi Valley, where they could mount the elephants and be used as a natural 4x4 to track down poachers. Elephants have an incredible sense of smell that is about 14 times more sensitive than a dog's, which makes them perfect for tracking. The elephants were successfully used to track down robbers and find injured game.
2002, we were forced to move from Zimbabwe by the war vest, and then we have to come here to South Africa. But myself, I was left behind because I didn't have some papers to come down here. Sean asked his father, please, can you make a favor for my friend to come to this side so that he can work with me?
When the government supporters came to raid the farm, they say we're taking over, and then there was no option for the farmer.
Sadly, in 2002, they were evicted from their farms in Zimbabwe by Robert Mugabe and had to move to South Africa. Unfortunately, Rory had to sell his elephants to his partners in Vic Falls.
And then we came to South Africa with Mr. Rory Hensman, Sean and the family. Then we started all over again in South Africa.
And then the 12 elephants earmarked for anti-poaching were moved to Hoedspruit.
We worked there for some 3 years, and there was some disagreements with the owner.
Sadly, the partners' relationship soured, and again, Rory had to start over. He moved to Joburg, but soon received calls from wildlife reserves with problem elephants, asking him to take on some elephants which had been earmarked for culling.